Hi, everybody. So sorry. So sorry. I had it down in my book for 11. I ran out and got coffee, and Valerie wrote me and said, and I said, oh my God, it's awful to be an old lady. Anyway, thanks for waiting if you did. You might have already gone. If you didn't, thank you. If you did, come back. I'm so sorry. Happy summer, everybody. Happy summer. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Solstice light blessings. Yes. I have to even turn on my tree here. All right. Okay. Thanks, Diana. Duh. Oh, yeah. Uh, you liked being an old lady? So I live way out in the sticks. And so it takes me about 15 minutes just to get to town and 15 minutes just to get back. And I got up and I fed the dogs and I did my thing and I went, there's Valerie. Yay!
Oh, Diane,
You know,
so funny.
well, you know what's really weird is Valerie Klingerback. Last week we were in the middle of a show with Sherry and she isn't there and we can't find her. And finally we texted her and she was at Trader Joe's. We have one thing on our mind, I guess, and
Well, and it actually goes perfectly with these energies from
oh,
that.
it does?
Yeah.
Ditzy energy? Oh, okay.
Well, when the sun changes signs like that, it
Yeah,
goes. It's kind of a hard, turn, right? It's
right.
from 29 Mercury. I mean, 29 Gemini to 0 Cancer. And it,
Uh-huh.
it is, it's kind of wobbly, right? And with that new moon we just had,
We go. Oh
maybe
God.
we should do grounding or grab a crystal.
I got a big coffee here. And all right. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a grounding crystal here. This one's black. That's about the best you can do. So there
This
I go.
is- I got a couple of them. Oh my God, I'm surrounded. But it's quite interesting if we look back just to the new moon that night. The
Yep.
Schumann resonance
Oh,
made
yeah,
a whole different pattern than we've ever seen before.
it did.
We
Yes.
had a crop circle that night also, and we had oh Lord, now my brain's gonna stop working.
That's okay. You have good company.
Oh my gosh, it is so crazy. But these energies, right? This build up, we built up to the solstice today, right? We built
Uh-huh.
up all of this. Oh, X class solar flare yesterday around it was at 211 or 111 depending where you were.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and like
All
I
right.
think 4 M class solar flares. It is just to me it's all spirit speaking to us saying, are you ready, because we're
Are
there.
you ready? Yes, I'm ready.
I'm
Oh
a little
Lord.
so and
So
it's
actually that
really
was all planned, everybody. We just
yeah.
thought we'd plan it.
Well, we just wanted to see if y'all were awake, huh? Is
Yeah,
that
that's right. Oh my goodness.
oh my God. It is
Well,
nuts out here today. It's been, but let's face it, last 3 years have been tough. It's been wading through the mud and going up,
yep,
going down in
yep,
2 or more dimensions a day, all day, and it's really quite interesting to observe it. Another whole nother thing to feel through it, right, and
yep.
physically go through it. But
Oh
we
wow.
we have so we just have so much going on, like in that new moon in Gemini on Saturday, it was opposing the galactic center. So new moon and the sun were in Gemini. Right
Uh-huh.
across from that is the galactic center. So that is That's where the energies pour down through all the galaxies and come through our suns and hit our planets. And it felt like we were getting more downloads. It felt like there was more information available to us. At the same time, it was feeling like the energies were becoming lighter and finer. And
Uh-huh.
we also had on that day, let me see, Pluto was 29 degrees. Okay, so I'm saying that because Capricorn, there's an aspect with that 0 degree Cancer today. Now, so it's all like weaving in and out together.
So
Because
we
that
are in Cancer. Today is Cancer.
zero
Okay.
degree,
0 degrees Cancer. Okay.
and so the the degrees go 0 to 29.
Right.
So Pluto just left 0 degree Aquarius and went back to 29 Capricorn. Now, I usually don't like to talk about degrees because people just like it loses
Well,
them.
think about it though. 0 is low and 29 is the high, right? You could look at it
Well,
that way. Yeah.
yeah, but they're called critical degrees. When the planets
Okay.
are on them, it really like it
Impacts you.
brings in powerful information. I
Okay.
don't know, how did you feel yesterday? Yesterday was 29-degree Gemini. It was the last day of Gemini season, and it was all Gemini season. I was just like getting so much information that my brain couldn't keep up. It felt like I couldn't like get it all digested, so I'd have to
No, I
keep
understand.
everything.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yep.
so we moved from the 29-degree Gemini to the 0 degree Cancer at, well, it was 10:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that would have been what, 7:57 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So
Okay.
it just happened. So these things, this is what I'm saying. It is jolting, It's jolting.
Yeah, it
But
was like I woke up this morning and I was a little slow to start, but then I started doing everything,
uh,
and it was boom, 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 boom. I had to do everything all at once. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's it's just that we have so many aspects hitting us and that are main points. I'm not even going to talk about the planets so much as I am the galactic center
Okay.
sitting there at 27 degrees Sagittarius, and even though the sun has moved away from that, it's still an orb. It's still only 3 degrees away from it. So,
Okay.
but Neptune is at 27. So they're forming a square, and that's going to last for I think till 2025. So what that tells me, because Neptune is spirit, right?
Right.
Galactic center is spirit, bringing energy down into all the galaxies, down into our sun, the central sun, and all our planets, and through to us. Um, so all this information has been downloaded to us. I mean, really, a lot of it has in the 3 years.
Yeah.
But here
Yeah.
we are at these points, these culmination points where it is, the divine. The divine is always talking to us, but this is specifically showing us that the divine is talking to us.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now my voice wants to go. So
Of course. Of
to laugh
course.
about it.
You have something to drink there, some water or
Yeah, I
something?
do. I do.
All
And we have, so with that going on, we
right.
have the North Node and the South Node. The North Node is on Scorpio, and it's been helping us release all the things that
Okay.
no longer serve us, all the blocks, all the trauma, all the pain. Of course, we're going to keep doing that, but you really want to do it now. We only have a couple degrees left until July 17th. What'd you say?
Read this. This is Orion. And I love your Shih Tzu or your Lhasa, whatever you have there. But on it, well, you know what? When I wake up some mornings, I have to remember my parents have been gone for 30 something years, and I've spent the night with them. So you probably had a dream about, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll have dinner. Oh my
Oh,
God. Yeah.
That's
Big love to
beautiful,
you.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big love. Yeah. I do know.
Hi, Juno. Hi, Diana. Look at all these beautiful souls. They still
Yeah.
come in here to see us.
That's right. We're feeling a bit ditzy today, but that's the energy. So at least we can blame it on that.
Yeah. I tell you, that's my normal go-to. It's the energies because
That's
it
right.
really is. It really does
Yeah.
affect us. So what is Gemini season was all cerebral. You're
Oh,
thinking,
yeah.
you're
It's the air
feeling.
sign. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're doing all the details on what you're going to do. Well, you hit Cancer, and Cancer
It's
got
all
to feel
watery.
it. Yeah, and it's got to feel it,
Yeah.
though, right? And are we
Yeah.
feeling this? Are we? Does this really resonate with us? Do we really want to go that way? On top of that, we're in a Leo moon, so the Cancer Sun is with a Leo moon who rules the heart. That is saying it needs to be heart centered. It needs to
Okay.
mean something to you. All that stuff you were thinking about, oh, in
Hmm.
Gemini in the last 3 years, we're going to feel it now. And then we're going to go into Leo. But until then, we got 29 degrees to feel through Cancer. Then Leo's going to have us really ask ourselves, is this really what you want?
Happy
Aww.
birthday! Happy birthday to you on the
What a cool
solstice. What a
day.
beautiful day to have a birthday.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
That's so cool.
Congratulations. Yeah.
It is a really cool day because what is the solstice, right? It's the
Right.
sun. Without the sun,
Longest day
nothing
of the
here,
year.
right? But
Yep.
we would have nothing without the sun.
Right.
We wouldn't have food. We wouldn't have anything. Animals.
Uh-huh.
So honoring the sun, even by just going outside and being in nature for a little while, which I know Diana did, oil painter. She always does it, goes outside, make a little, have a few crystals that represent the sun, sunstone, uh,
Mm-hmm.
carnelian. What else we got here? Tiger's eye.
Oh,
Um, okay,
Mercury's in Gemini, sextile Mars and Leo. Go get him, Tiger. That's what Diana
yeah,
says. And you
but
held up the tiger's eye, right? When she's
but
wow.
at the same time that's happening, Mars is sitting right next to Black Moon Lilith, who is bringing up your fears, your deepest fears, and Mercury is helping you really work through that today.
Okay,
It is
good.
it's important to work through those fears. I mean, this is ongoing, but we should be at a certain point in our own journey, right? To
Okay.
get to, okay, I know this is the direction I want to go. and,
Uh-huh.
and all these little aspects, well, they're not little, they're huge, with Mars and Venus are both in Leo right now, and the moon is going to cross over Venus, and this is what is telling me about this solstice. It's about self-love. So you come in and you're on this solstice day, and the sun is everything, but this solstice, I believe, is about our inner sun. What is it that, because we're growing, we're in a new energy, we're in on a new path, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we are being shown these signs by the planets. Okay, Mercury and sorry, Mars and Venus in Leo are never, they're going to stay about 3 degrees apart,
Mm-hmm.
but still that's representing our divine masculine and our divine feminine. And how do we balance that, right?
Oh,
What do we love? How are we going to grow that? This is all about self-love today. Even though the sun represents everything in our solar system, it today, I believe, is really focusing on, let's look inside, let's make
yeah,
sure we're on our right path.
that's right.
Yeah.
Illuminate your inner sun. So I would like to just take it back just a notch because I want people to understand what the Schumann resonance is and why it tells us so much. And also, I would like us, if you have not seen the picture that's on my
Oh,
community board of
mine
Mount
too.
Shasta right before the Schumann resonance, that's what I was told. Someone took a picture.
Mhm.
Then check it out if you can. But Valerie, if you were explaining the Schumann resonance, it is it has to do with the Earth's energies and how they magnetize. Is it? I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, it's it's
Energy wise, it's an energy thing.
everything energy that is
Uh-huh.
on this planet. We're electromagnetic beings, right? So
Right.
we're on an electromagnetic planet in an electromagnetic solar system. So
Right.
it tracks that. It tracks all that. I mean, energy comes up from Mother Earth. Energy comes from when any planets make an aspect, the sun, the
Uh-huh.
moon, right? So it
Yeah.
tracks that, and the lines are usually vertical. Well, this was in a pattern, and this looks. I mean, there's quite a few different theories on what it was, and it blacked out afterwards. So
Yeah.
it's been down. I think it's been down for since then.
It
It was,
has,
yeah, they
because
did
it
that a lot.
usually it runs like between 3 and 20 or something like. It was 152, wasn't it?
It was 185. Well, I saw the highest was 192, but it's usually 7.83 to 40.
Mm.
And that's been raising. It wasn't that
Yeah.
high, over the last 20 years, so it's been slowly raising. And it spikes. It does these things where it's higher and stuff. But
Mm.
this is unusual. I don't know if you have the picture. I sent it. It's on my community
I
board too. Um,
I
let
can
me
go in
see.
and look for it while you talk about it. Let
All
me
right.
go in and do that. Yeah.
And
Yep.
that, well, I mean, I wish I knew. I wish I was that smart to tell you what they do. I really do, because I've been really trying to, you know, watch everything and read everything about that moment.
Right.
And that same night was a really interesting crop circle. Then we had the X class solar flare yesterday, so it's just been boom, 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 and these
Crazy.
energies are I I just think, to me, and this is me, and I'm going to stand by what my guides say to me and what I feel. Uh, we're in a different frequency. We
Oh, you
are,
sent it
and
to Yeah. You sent it to my phone, and I can't get it. That's I had asked you to send it to my email. So sorry, it's not there.
it's
But
okay. I mean,
okay,
well, I do that too. I can't get things off my phone.
it's all right.
Yeah,
I have had this, Jay. I was really sick. I was sick Monday. My knees hurt, my legs hurt, my feet, everything hurt. And yesterday I was just, ugh, like
hmm
didn't feel the greatest. Yeah.
I was going to ask
And
everybody that, because I'm never nauseous. Never. I was so nauseous on Monday, and I
wow.
couldn't figure it
Yeah.
out. I couldn't, because I'm like, what did I eat? You just keep thinking of what you eat, even though I know all this stuff is happening. I never even associated it until late last night, and I was like, oh my god, you know, it
Yeah.
really does
Yeah.
affect us. But when it
It
does
does.
affect us like that, it's helping us clear out density. It's helping us clear out the
Right.
blocks that we have that are holding us back from our true path.
Could it help us clear out some weight? Because that would be nice. I would like that.
I ask that same thing all the time. Please, good Lord. But weight aside, we're just going to put the weight aside. Um,
Okay.
it'll go away eventually. We are doing a huge job here. We are
We are.
holding energetic space to raise in vibration, eh, not only on our planet, in our solar system, in our galaxy, because it's all raising in vibration. Oh, that's cool, Anita. Yeah. That's the best thing to do, is go into your heart and do the things you love. If you love to paint, or if you love to crochet, Juno makes those beautiful.
Oh, I know.
My
Yes.
God, they're gorgeous. Diana
Yeah.
paints. Everybody has their thing.
So Starfish listened to Arcturian channeling, and they said the other beings are sending energy to us to magnify it. So
Of
yeah,
course.
we're just getting a lot of that right
Yeah, because
now.
we have a lot of off-planet assistants, right? And
Uh-huh.
informed and not informed. So they're all helping us to get through this. Like, okay, think of it like this: we're in a birth canal. You're being birthed, you know.
And what happens in the birth canal is you have to go through the birthing pains.
Yeah.
When we're little kids, when we're born, you know, our heads can squish more to get through that canal, but we're pushing to get out, and that is can be very painful. Yeah.
Yes. And it has been. And it's been going on since the harmonic convergence in 1987, right? So here we are, and we're at this, okay, then 2012, a lot of
Yeah.
people a
Yeah.
lot of people believe that was the opening, that was the time of the age of Aquarius. Now, the reason why they say that, even though the Mayan calendar was stopped that day, it happened to be the sun was directly conjunct with the galactic center. So you see, the galactic center is always in play on these big days, these big aspects.
Uh-huh.
and and then we have the Scorpio South Node that's on a Shapley. It's called the Shapley attractor, and that's a huge anomaly in space. Also, energy, of course, flows in and out through all of these. But when you're flowing energy or changing behaviors, let's put it like that, out, and you're done on a Scorpio South Node, and it's going out to that Shapley attractor, it's pretty
Mhm.
much you're releasing it for forever. So if you have
Yeah.
anything you want to release or have struggled to release, while that Scorpio South Node is there, which is till like the 17th of July, it's still going to be an orb. So it's not a date thing. There's no time really, but a couple months, release it. Release anything that's not serving you or holding you back from what it is your heart is asking you to do.
Hmm.
Yes, it does make your autoimmune symptoms worse because we're going through that birth canal, right? We're
Right.
and
And I
then
have that myself. I have fibro. You have fibro.
Mhm,
So if you're feeling it and you got something like that, Faye, I would imagine that. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
And to me, though, every time that happens and I clear it out, because I was totally off my game for 2 days. Um, that sorry, and now the dog. Sorry, It's just so. And it takes me a minute. Like I said, I know these things are going on, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's why I'm not feeling. I felt nauseous and really sore, like flare
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And but then it'll subside and I'll feel better, and I know every time that happens that I've released another layer of something in my cells, in my molecules. That's how I look at it, like that, because I just know it's not going to be something that we're well, I shouldn't say that. I know I shouldn't
I'd
say
like to I'd like to make a mention of something that I've often thought of, but I don't know if I've ever said. And that is that I have fibromyalgia that, kicks in dependent a lot upon the weight, the cold or the hot. But, just like depression, they say when we have depression, we push our feelings down. We're not
right.
letting them out. We're holding them. And I have to wonder if our autoimmune diseases, and of course, I don't suggest anybody not do what they normally do with their doctor and all that other stuff. But I have to wonder if that's pushing down our spiritual gifts, maybe due to fear or feeling like they take up too much of our time, or I don't know. It just occurred to me as you were talking and as Faye was saying she wasn't feeling well. And I know that I pushed mine down for many, many years because I had to live in the real world, just like everybody else did when we were younger. And it makes a lot of sense because what happens is it gets congested in there.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Exactly what happens, and I think you're right, because when I decided, and I remember when I did that I don't have fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is just visiting me, and I
correct. Well, yeah,
and
yeah,
I
you have to say it that way.
I kind of did all these things right, and I
Uh-huh.
said,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm freeing myself of this, and I did, and I was lighter, and I didn't get,
yeah.
and the flare
You
ups were
didn't
less and
claim it
less.
as yours, right? You
Right.
didn't claim it. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
still do that though, because I still get flare ups here and there,
I
but
know.
I will
Yep.
just say, okay, I'm clearing something. and I'll
Right.
listen to my body there. This is one thing I didn't do when I had to be in the real world and work and do all that stuff.
Hmm.
Is I would keep going to work. I would push it until where I was in the emergency room, and it's our body, because our, we have a bunch of energy bodies telling us,
Hmm.
focus on your heart, focus on your
Focus
spirit.
on your heart. Right.
Mhm.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
When spirit gifts are ignored, the message does become cellular from outside to inside. Absolutely, it's a message for us for sure. If not anything else, Tracy said, doesn't cancer really focus on our physical and emotional body? They used to enjoy the gym and I think it's supposed to be, is it material or martial arts? Anything that
Martial
works with both. Oh, material arts. I get it, Tracy. Yeah.
arts.
Yep. I know you do a lot of stuff with material arts, but
Cancer is all about emotions and feelings. And
yeah,
that's another thing. If you're not acknowledging your feelings or dealing with your feelings in a proper way, that's how we get those stuck things
yeah,
inside of us, autoimmune diseases, right? Once
right.
you can freely express yourself and freely be creative in whatever area you want to
You're
be.
not ignoring that part of you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That's
yep.
a good point.
So yeah, RA, fibro, you feel like you're healing though. Well, good, because a lot of it is here, and I'm not discounting your disease, dis-ease with things in your body, because that would be silly. This is for
Right.
entertainment purposes only. But I also can see the mind-body connection. Actually, there was a book out many years ago by Dr. Bernie Siegel about exceptional cancer children. And he was telling them at the time it was Pac-Man was important. And he was telling them to have all the Pac-Man go in and eat away all the cancer cells. And
Hmm.
they tested those children later, and they were either cancer-free or very different in
Yeah.
their cancer diagnosis. So
Yeah.
yeah, it really does make a
That's
huge
what I did.
difference.
I did that with gold light. I would
Yep,
just see it seeping into the deepest parts of my body and healing everything. And I laid with this obsidian I had for years. Now it took me a while because I didn't believe it, right? I
right.
really didn't believe it. I was just trying anything, grasping at straws, trying to figure it out. Once I
Yep,
became once I believed and I knew my spirit guides were there and I had a team, and I could heal, I could have a hand in healing myself.
right,
And it doesn't mean that I'm totally cured,
right.
I still get
Uh-huh.
flare ups, but it's a lot better than it was.
Hmm.
Wow.
Um, So Lauren says these frequency changes are healing us on a cellular level. Been told to sit outside more. Yes.
Yeah.
Sit on the ground, on the
Yeah.
grass. Sit
Yeah.
on the grass. Let it come right up your chakras.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's an important point, Allie. All your chakras, we can align them, we can listen. There's thousands, millions probably of videos on YouTube where you can work on each chakra. If you feel like
Sure.
you're off, you use your pendulum and ask your pendulum, is my, each chakra, go through them all. That's how I was taught. And it'll tell you yes or no. And if it's not, that's the
Mhm.
one to work on. And so I think we all have sacral chakras that are really hard to align, in my
Uh-huh.
opinion, especially on for females. But
Sure.
you,
Yeah.
once
Yep.
you align your energy, because everything is energy, all this energy is coming toward to us from all through space, our suns, our central sun, the galactic center, and it's jolting. When those if you would have saw the video yesterday of the X-class solar flare, it was a 1.1 that happened at 1:11. I guess that would have been central time because I think it was 2:11 here.
Hmm.
But you it comes out from every part of the sun. It's gonna
Uh-huh.
hit us, it's gonna affect us, it's gonna jolt our magnetosphere, and it's going to bring in, but at the same time it's releasing those blocks and stuff, it's bringing in downloads, it's bringing in packets of information that
Uh-huh.
we you know, like we always get from spirit, right?
Right.
But it is, yeah, grounding is everything. You're
Oh,
right.
I think it's wonderful somebody knew exactly what it was you were doing, because there aren't a lot,
Yeah.
somebody walking by might not even know that. Thanks, Jenny. That actually gives, especially in the area of the country that you live, it gives me hope.
Yeah,
Um,
because
yeah,
people
yeah,
people are waking up, and that's probably
yeah.
one of the big points of this solstice.
Hmm.
Because of all this energy that's come in and got cleared and everything last 3 years, in this last week of energy, we're moving into a space where people can't help but wake up. It's going to wake up so people. I mean, it's going to be amazing. We're going to be so shocked at the people that wake up is and what I'm hearing, and I'm so excited for that. You know, people walk around thinking this reality is all there is, and
Hmm. Oh
that
yeah, no, no,
that is
no.
so.
Yeah. So if you could say, in a nutshell, okay, so everybody, I just want to say this, and if I'm wrong, Valerie, of course, come in and step on me and tell me what to fix it. But
Okay.
Pluto, the positioning of Pluto this year, in the sky is the same as it was in 1770, 80, around
Yeah.
that time.
Hmm.
And that's when all of the revolutions were happening. The French Revolution happened in that time. We signed the Declaration, so forth.
Hmm.
So we knew this year that it was going to move into Aquarius, which it did,
Hmm.
and that things were going to show up, and things have certainly shown
Hmm.
up.
Yeah.
Now, is it today that it turned back into Capricorn?
No, it was June 11th. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure was the date,
Okay.
but
But
it
within a week or two.
it
Okay.
takes a
So,
while because even though it's
sure.
saying going retrograde, it stays in zero for like a week or so. I forget how long it was. Um,
Hmm.
but when he goes back, okay, so it's gonna be retrograde on Capricorn. I think it only goes back, and I hate to do the degrees, but this is important, to 2758. So I mean, it's right there by 28,
Okay.
and he's gonna go back to 0 degree Aquarius. It's January 18th, 2024. But that's the one time. He does it again next year. But every time he does go back into Capricorn and Aquarius, every time he goes back and
They go
forth,
back and forth.
you're
Yeah.
going to see massive information that we haven't seen or heard before. And I think it's going to be, but it doesn't feel as scary as it was feeling. That doesn't mean it's not going to be,
Right.
but to me,
Right.
the light is in control now.
Okay.
Whereas maybe last couple of years that was questionable. I mean, it was light's always here, but we're heading that way. That's the way we're focused on. But Pluto in Capricorn is rough because you'll see all the delays, like with the court cases. We know who we're talking about. Okay, maybe postponed, delayed, and things like that. But as soon as he goes into Aquarius, as things clear up.
Uh-huh. Um, so
So
what
you
was I
did
going to
good.
ask? Uh, right while we were still, I believe it was while we were still in Aquarius, that Dr. Stephen Greer brought out all that weekend. It was that weekend. He brought out
Mhm.
all this unbelievable information about people that have seen UFOs, the government secret program, blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on and on. But the media was so focused on the former guy and all of that BS that
Mhm.
the news was down here. Nobody really knew anything about it. But to me, when you told me that, now I feel like that was like a big explosion at the end. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah. And I see more and more of that, although,
And they're going to constantly try to do that because now the media is not working in the favor of light. And I'm sorry, I'm not saying all of them, but
right.
majority it's not. Is where's the truth? If that was true, there would be truth being spoken all the time with facts,
Uh huh.
no talking head stuff, right? But
Yeah.
um it's not. So the media's got to be exposed. I think
Right.
most people, though, they know that they know there's other life, they know there's UFOs, but as long
Yeah.
as they can make that person, you know, the
Believe.
talk of 24/7, you're just like, oh my god, I can't even listen to it anymore. I can't.
Well, I couldn't listen last night because there was a program where somebody was asking, I don't know, 8 to 10 people sitting around a circle, if the former guy is goes to jail or whatever, would you still? Oh yes, I'll vote for him always. And I don't know. This to me is part of the waking up that
Hmm.
I'm not seeing, and I don't know if those people will ever wake up. But
Well, here,
I know
so
not everything is politics either. So
right, and
yeah.
they're just. I look at those people who haven't connected to their heart yet, and they can't
Mhm.
distinguish truth from fiction, and
Yep.
they. This kind of goes back to when Neptune went into Pisces. Okay, so Neptune rules Pisces. Pisces is the vast space, oceans. There's no end, there's no beginning, there's no right, there's no wrong. You're kind of so, and that was in 2011. And you see, every year he's been in Pisces, the division, the confusion is so clear
Uh-huh.
among the people. It's divided. You can see who's awake and aware or connected to their heart and who isn't. And that to me that's one aspect. It's not everything,
Yeah.
but you know,
But I was with my son and daughter and their people this weekend for Father's Day. And we were talking, and I don't talk a lot about spiritual because they're kind of, you know,
right.
they're on the fence. But my son's girlfriend's mother is evangelical.
Mm,
And they're all just so excited because the rapture's just around the corner. And I'm thinking that they see what we see, but
yes.
they can't interpret
Right.
it correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because their
Yeah.
perception has been limited by a
Right.
book
Right.
and
Yeah.
by, well, those that run society for thousands of years, that they can't see it.
Right.
But it
Right.
doesn't mean it won't happen for them.
That's
It
right.
doesn't mean that what they want is sin. And maybe, it'll be different than our ascension because we're all individuals as
That's
souls.
true. That's true. So they will see what they believe and we will see what we believe.
Yeah.
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 It's not when you believe it you will see it. It's when you see it you'll believe. I don't know. What it's the opposite of what we always say.
Right. Well, it's
Yeah.
your perception, right? Your perception is your reality.
Mhm.
That's all. There's, you know how hard it is to change someone's mind on something,
Oh
especially
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
religion and Trump or things like that.
Yeah.
People, they want to believe what they believe, and they're entitled to that. I'm not here to change anybody's
No, I
mind.
know, and we're not either. No, I'm
Yeah,
not either.
we're not.
You can believe what you believe,
Yeah.
and because otherwise it's a cult, and we know that that's happening
Yes.
in other venues, and we don't need another cult. We don't need that.
No,
So
and who's to say, what ascension really is? Because if you're not energetically aligned to the higher vibration, to me, I get I get a few um, explanations about that. Your body can't handle it, and
mhm.
you transition, you leave that
Yep,
body.
yep.
Okay, as but on a soul level, some souls just aren't done with this dimension, and
That's
will
true.
we
They're
will
new, or they came here for something to
right.
learn. Yeah.
So
This
not even
blows my mind, though. Look what
what.
Juno says. They gave a
Mm.
Trumper MDMA and they snapped out of it and couldn't believe they supported this person because it takes that much of a
Wow.
disassociation.
Mhm.
Wow. We need to put it in the water. I don't know.
Yeah. But that's what this brainwashing and control these systems have done, and this is where Pluto comes in. Pluto is changing these systems of domination and control. You
Yeah.
cannot, in Aquarius, you can't do that. You can't favor 1, 2, 3% of the population and enslave everybody else with brainwashing through the media, through the television. Tell lies to your vision. I mean, that's what it is. It was made for that. I think wasn't that a CIA, or I don't know, the CIA used it for brainwashing,
Yep.
showing things repeatedly. And it is, some people's minds can't
Yep.
imagine that
Yep.
there's a different world that you can live in. They're so used to what they've been told.
Oh, a TCL,
Mm,
or TCT. That's awful. I'm sorry. You can say, you should say to him, yes, Jesus comes into my meditations all the
right.
time and tells me, everything's really cool.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because he
Right.
is a master teacher. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He probably is. Call him in. Have him go see your bro.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I don't
I
know.
watched a channel of them talking, and they were interpreting what they see only from a Trumpian perspective. I agree, and
Mm,
Kate is right here that we have to take away the them versus us. There is nobody that's better than anybody else, and if we continue our war energy, I agree, Kate. Thank you for bringing it up. The voice of reason.
and it's true. And I think I try. That's why I really try not to focus on it, because I know it
Right.
it
Right.
bothers me, right? It bothers me that people have been purposely held back from their own souls and their own hearts because of greed and power, money, power, and greed. And that's where I'm not even mad at the people that are, or angry at the people that are brainwashed, even though it's our responsibility to bring
But
ourselves
it's part
into.
of their. It was part of their journey.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not at the systems that do this to them, and this is why I'm a big Pluto fan. Let's do it. Let's get it out.
Get it out. Yep.
Show
That's
the
true.
truth, because in Aquarius, Pluto wants integrity and truth.
Right.
Aquarius wants integrity and truth, and everyone, and humanitarianism. It's all about
Yeah.
everybody has the right to live a life that isn't full of lies and distraction, which we have
True.
never had. I don't know. My phone just keeps
Um,
going.
no, that's all right. Um, yeah, it's very difficult. I think raising the energy, raising our intention is important. And I saw earlier someone said, focus on the good, focus on the energies. Um, I think today is a beautiful day to make a commitment to how you want the rest of your summer to look. And
Yeah.
I'm going to talk a little bit about what Kate talked about yesterday, which was, let's take away some of the you can do it in anything you think. Take away some of the energy from some of the words you might be thinking or using, and take them out and look at how what would it make you feel, and how, what are you looking at, and how would it make you feel?
Yeah.
And then when you're doing it, and she's talking about it from a perspective of her astrology for the year, but you can do it really with anything, with your thought pattern, with what starts to come out of your mouth. And you can say, wait a minute, whenever I use this dark energy, or I say this person's word, the
Mm-hmm.
name of this person.
Mm-hmm.
And even yesterday, we have a small group that worked together, and there were several that would not even use tarot cards, regular tarot cards. They had to use ones that they didn't care if the dark energy would come through,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want the dark energy on the good cards. So yes, verbs and adjectives. Yes,
And we
verbs.
all have our way. That's why, like, I don't want to sit here and pretend like I'm. Oh, I just live in rainbows and
Right,
unicorns,
right,
'cause I
right.
don't.
Yeah, yeah.
But it I choose what I focus on in every moment, and it does take work. It takes work not to be thrown off your center every second, because I know how much work it takes for me to get back into my center. I have,
Hmm.
meditation, and I'm talking to my guides, and I'm hanging out
Hmm.
with my crystals, and I'm doing all the things that I enjoy doing.
Yep.
But once I got myself out of that us them thing, and oh
Yeah.
my God, even with the systems, it's hard for me because I I'm an Aquarius rising, so I want everyone to be free. I want everybody to be free and not lied to. And I don't think that's asking a lot.
Yeah.
Follow
Yep.
the verbs.
Follow
For
the verbs for action to take, and the adjectives confirm how you feel about it. So
Mhm.
yes, for instance, let's say your action verb in this case was meditation.
Mhm.
And how do you want to feel about it? Do you want to feel lighter? Do you want to feel more
Mhm.
relaxed? And
Mhm.
then once you're in meditation, see if you're feeling that way.
Yeah.
That's just beautiful. Hi, Richie. But
It is.
Val, I want, when we don't have to end right this minute, but I do want to say that I want you to, when we leave, I want you to take us out with a meditation for the solstice, if you wouldn't
Okay.
mind, because
Okay.
I think that all of us just need that pause
Yeah.
and the feeling that we need to have. So obviously, it's the longest day of the year today. What are you going to do about it? Not everybody. What are you
Yeah.
going to do about it? Are you going to waste the longest day of the year? Which is okay to, if that's what your decision is to rest and get,
Yeah.
feel more energized or whatever. Or are you going to, go out with your bare feet, walk on the grass, walk on the land? I go out, water my plants, and I just feel so much better when I come
Mhm.
inside. It's
Yeah.
really amazing.
It's really the day to honor because we planted in the spring around the equinox, right? And here we can see the sprouts, the results of our seeds, right? So
Right.
it's a good time to know that that happens to you too. You're growing too. Um,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what time of year, but this is a good time. This is a good day to
Yeah.
celebrate that.
It's a
You know?
lighter day. It's a
Yeah.
lighter day. Yeah. For a
Lighter.
lighter day for enlightenment, because the solstice, like Valerie said, means the sun. It's the
Thank
sun.
you,
Yeah.
Karen. Yeah, she's
All
so
right.
sweet. and and it's it, we have all kinds of things we could do. You have solstice. You can make wreaths. You can make little crowns of flowers. Do something creative. That I'm making a little altar downstairs, in the feng shui part of your house. And I'm just going to
Uh-huh.
honor the sun there because it is actually a darker corner. And I'm like, why didn't I think of that before? It's things that
Sure.
we do. And I just constantly am trying to, well, I'm not trying to, I do it. I focus on how do I want to feel, like Ali said. And if I'm not feeling there, how can I get my vibration back up? And if you go to my community page at all, I'm always talking about vibration and frequency and how we speak to ourselves, and the things that we tell ourselves create our reality. The things we believe create our reality. Maybe today honor yourself by saying, you know what, I'm not going to believe this belief anymore, or
Yeah.
I'm going to change that thought from a negative connotation to something more life affirming. There's just so many things that we could do, and it doesn't have to be major. We have all this energy and all this support with us. It's a matter of us remembering who we are, which
Who
is
we
all what
are.
it comes down to. We
Mhm.
we're multidimensional eternal beings of love and light. That this isn't usually our home, so we come here. I don't know why. I keep saying I'm gonna ask my soul what I was thinking when I said I'd come here, but here I am, right
Yeah.
here we are. So what are we gonna do about it? And it's I was very negative, sad,
Well,
depressed person for years, and I'm not doing it no more like that. Go ahead.
my daughter pulled a muscle in her back, and it hurts like hell. It really does.
Oh
So
God,
my
yeah.
husband was working on her this weekend when he was home because he's a chiropractor, and she kept saying, "When am I going to get better? When am I going to get better? How do I, how long is this going to take?" And he finally said, "You need to release that." He
Hmm.
said, "Your mom worked herself up to walking 7 miles a day, and then her feet gave in. I can't do it anymore." And I could lament about that every single day, every single moment of the day, but I don't. I had to give that up. And I didn't like giving it up, and there's no way that I know if I could ever do it again. But it almost was like she's in her 40s, and she said, "Oh, I think I understand now what you went through."
Pain is an awakener. Pain
Yes.
really does, and the longer you fight pain, at
Yeah.
least in my case, I don't want to speak for everybody. The
Yep.
longer, the more struggle I had trying to get up and do things and enjoy my life, and I would complain, and it would make it worse, and I had myself depressed. And it took a lot and a long time. And it really came down to this. Every time I had a thought, if it was negative, I changed it to a positive thought. You do that hundreds of times a day because that's
Uh-huh.
how bad my thinking was.
Yep.
And I don't know how long it took me. It took a little while, but now it's just those thoughts don't even come in. And when they do, I immediately know
Walk
there's a
them out.
intrusive thought, and
Uh,
why is it here? And who is something around me bringing it in? Is there an energy coming at me bringing it in? So I always find the source of it and deal with it there.
mhm.
When I believe it, I will see it.
Yes. It isn't where you'll see it when you believe it. It's when you believe it, you will see it. Thanks,
Thank
Juno. I always mix them up, but yeah, that's perfect. So
you.
yes, we did start a little bit late today, but I also know that people have things that they're going to go do. And so I'm going to let Valerie take us out with a little bit of if you wouldn't mind, I don't mean to put you on the spot. Is that all right? Can you take us
Yeah,
out with a little meditation? All right.
yeah.
All
We can
right.
go
Very
into a deep breath.
Very
If you have a crystal or something you want to hold,
good. Mm-hmm.
something, pyrite, anything to celebrate the sun. You take in a couple deep breaths, and what I see is from my higher self, I see them pouring down gold, sparkly, liquid light. And I breathe that in about 3 times, but I'm also seeing um, a ray of sun over top of that sparkly light today. It's like we're all in these rays of the sun. I breathe that down into Mother Earth, and I bring it back up into like a infinity symbol through my body, back up to my higher self, and back down. And every time I go down into Mother Earth, I release whatever pain, anything that doesn't serve. You bring it back up to your higher self. One more time down into Mother Earth. And bring it back up into that figure eight. And then I just see that gold light exploding out through my heart, surrounding me in a transparent gold bubble of sparkly light, surrounding all of us here into that bubble of light. It's gold, it's healing. I say thank you, Mother, Father, God, higher selves of everyone here, guides, guardians, angels, dragons, elementals, all beings of the highest vibration of unconditional love and truth. Thank you for helping us realize our full potential and destiny here on Mother Earth while we help raise the vibration for all to live in peace, in harmony,
Mm.
in truth. Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful.
And so it is.
And so it is. Oh, so I have to tell you, you had that infinity sign going through me as I'm coming up my chakras, and I'm feeling the Schumann resonance.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel a lot more energy than I normally do
I think
in that
it's so
area.
good.
And yeah, yeah.
And that
Um,
that that when if you look at that Schumann resonance, and I hope you all go and look at that from the other day, it is just it's fascinating. And I heard someone say reference that that's our 12-strand DNA coming on full force. It
Makes
feels like
sense. Yeah, it does. It makes total sense. So we did not get to do any readings, but I'm going to bring Valerie back. We'll do some readings for you, and we will try to do that. And I will try not to go out and get coffee when I'm supposed to be on. And I'm hoping, but
It's like
in the meantime, I hope you all have a beautiful day. Make it a beautiful day. So many times we hear, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. Well, you know what? The only person that can be happy is you. Beautiful. What do you got there, Val? You got a sunstone?
that's a tangerine aura coated quartz.
Oh, wow.
It's like,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
and I do have a sunstone, and I broke it, but that's okay. We still have pieces.
It still has the energy.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
thanks,
it still has the
everybody.
energy. But yeah, you are your main guide here, and you choose
Don't leave it on somebody else. Somebody else can't make you happy.
Right.
Nothing that you buy can make you happy.
No.
The only person that can make you happy is yourself. And if you can't feel it, fake it till you make it.
Yes. It really works.
It does. Yep. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Sending lots of love to you all. Enjoyed being with you too. Thank you, Valerie.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Valerie.
I love you, Allie. Thank you.
Love you too, honey.